This is the 2023 Hyundai Elantra. It's the HEV Limited. If you're wondering what exactly is the HEV, it means hybrid electric vehicle. What that means is that you have no need to plug anything in. Everything works based off of what is right here. So you have a gas-burning engine that charges the hybrid portion of the vehicle. When the battery is at proper charging capacity or has the proper capacity of charge, then it will go into EV mode. And then when it gets down to a certain point, the gas engine kicks back on and begins to rework the process again. So it's really a nice situation. As long as you keep your gas tank full of gas, you've got enough in there, you're always going to be able to get down the road under every situation. We're going to take a look at this model that I borrowed from my friends at Mike Morgan Hyundai here in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you're interested in buying this exact model, check out the link down in the description of the video and tell whoever you talk to at the dealership that Tom from Vehicle Visionary sent you their way. You have a nice, roomy, comfortable interior. There are a lot of standard and optional features that are available here, and the gas mileage is impressive. If you're looking for a nice sedan to drive around that's going to get you around quite a bit without having to stop at the gas pump so much, this is definitely something that's worth looking at. Taking a look at the front end, very stylish and very unique. You know it's a Hyundai because Hyundai has done such a good job with so many of their models to basically make them look somewhat the same. Not identical, but enough the same to know what you're looking at. I like how the turn signal indicator is integrated here into the grille. It matches the overall design of the grille, but it's still a light. That's why you want to use your blinkers or your turn signals when you're driving down the road. It looks cool, and it's very thoughtful to let other people around you know what you're doing, for those of you who are thoughtful. A lot of gloss black here on the front end, including with the upper grille. We're going to have gloss black in other areas down here as well. The active air curtain right here that again has that nice Hyundai look to it, the design that allows air to flow through. Well, the design doesn't, but the air curtain does. Let me say that correctly before somebody says something in the comments, because trust me, they will. But it allows air to flow through the front end here, improving gas mileage. It comes out right here. In fact, you can see the daylight right there, I believe, on the screen, hopefully. We're going to have the LED headlights, even though everything isn't on right now. It is there. The nice daytime running lights. I like how that wraps its way around like that. You'll also have the marker light here. And the nice look on the hood. It's going to have the nice lines, the sloping line of the hood, and everything working its way up off of the fender. The area where the fender flare would be right here is going to be flat, but then the character lines work their way up. We're going to kind of flatten out kind of a little bit, work its way up onto the hood. There's a peak here, a nice large bulge, but that's not all you have here. Kind of a combination. You've got a dip here, works its way around, then a sharp drop right here, just for a small area, and really not even a bulge, I wouldn't say. It's more of an indentation, but it's small, but I like how it works its way down and kind of funnels its way down here to the nice Hyundai logo. And we're going to take a look here at what we have with our side view mirrors. Going to have the body colored mirror caps, and the flat black right here looks nice. It's good because it's durable. That's going to hold up to the rock chips and all that kind of stuff that could potentially come and be a lot more easy to see, more easy to damage with gloss black. Turn signal indicators are built in. And speaking of that, something else everybody likes to know about. You'd have your proximity key with the remote. It's going to have lock, unlock. We're going to have the remote start feature right there. Obviously, you can open the trunk right there. And if somebody is getting too close to your Elantra, well, guess what? You can push the panic button right there and you're good to go. And the body lines really say a lot about what Hyundai has done here. It's not just typical of so many other vehicles. With the way that everything works its way down, when you get down to this portion, I like the line as it works its way up. It just gives it a more sporty look. Gonna have the indentation right here. Just the way it comes down, it meets, kind of creating a V pattern of sorts, and then comes back down all the way to the bottom portion of the door. You can have your door sill down there, and even on the lower portion of the door back there, you still have this area that comes and meets there again, another kind of that V where it meets, and then it works its way not only down, but up as well. Tire and wheel size, we're gonna have 225 on the width, so you're gonna have a good bit of meat down there on the road. 45 on the sidewall. It's missing the cap for the valve stem right there. Just notice that. I'm sure somebody else is gonna say something in the comments about that, kind of an interesting thing, but you know what? Maybe they'll take a little bit off the price for you if you buy this model because of that. You never know. And the 17-inch wheels finish things out. And you can see that there is a conventional size sunroof. And you know, I don't really have to say too much about what's going on here with the side windows. You do have the brushed aluminum down here on the lower portion of the windows. Nice look here with the side view mirror. You can obviously have your blind spot monitoring built in there, the body colored door handles, and then right back here, this vortex generator of sorts. To actually, that's not just for looks, it's actually gonna help channel air and get better gas mileage. Everything here is functional, it is intentional. And the design of the rear with the taillights, everything really just kind of working off of the front end and coming back. You can see again the lines back here on this portion of the rear of the vehicle, even with the trunk and the way everything isn't just flat back here. Hyundai doing a very nice job with the overall design of the taillights, with the brake lights and all of that. Again, those nice turn signal indicators that are always good to use for a multitude of reasons. But the big thing that we want to talk about here is what's under the hood. What is the heart and soul of this HEV? Those of you who want to have great gas mileage numbers and not have a turbocharger, this is definitely the combination for you. The 1.6 liter 4-cylinder under the hood here is making 139 horsepower, 195 pounds-feet of torque. It is naturally aspirated, and as I explained earlier, it's mated to the hybrid combination with the electric motor here, those two working in conjunction with each other. As I mentioned earlier, we don't need to go over that again. This is a front-wheel drive vehicle, and all of that is mated to a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission. And how about those all-important MPGs? Here we go. 49 city, 52 highway, 50 combined, and here's an impressive number. Hyundai says you should use 2 gallons of gas per every 100 miles you drive. And I told you about how far you can, or how much gas you can use per every 100 miles driven. So exactly how much gas can you put in the gas tank? This is a 12.4 gallon gas tank. And something else that I think a lot of you might like who are not fans of capless fuel fill, well, obviously that is not what you have here. Always a good thing to know. And one thing you might be asking about is you're saying to yourself, or maybe saying, hey Tom, isn't that car normally about $30,000? Yeah, that's right. The base price on this model, $30,925. But Hyundai, Mike Morgan Hyundai has added a few features. That's why the price is up a little bit, about $3,000. And it starts with what this is right here. This is called a pinstripe. In this day and age, a lot of people probably don't even know what that is. Well, that's what that's called. And here's the rest of what's here. We've got the pinstripe, high performance window tint, Auto Guard Plus, that's for the body, and basically a paint sealant is what that is. And then you have the tire and wheel road hazard, and that's how the price came to $33,139. Now let's talk about practicality with cargo capacity. What exactly is it? Right here is going to be the button. One of the ways you can open this rear cargo area, and you have the nice Elantra logo on your carpet back here to help keep things nice and safe. You can maximize your cargo capacity by lowering the rear seats. What is the max cargo capacity? 14.2 cubic feet. So obviously I can lower down one side, I can lower down both sides if I want to, and put whatever I want to fit through here in, what will fit. So a good bit of space for the size of the vehicle. And you will get your Hyundai first aid kit. And guess what? I have a big surprise for you. Unlike most hybrid models, you don't have a tire repair kit. Yay for Hyundai, there's a spare tire. And the nice design continues in here to the interior. One thing that is a little surprising, the armrest does not have soft touch materials. It's still comfortable. I don't think that's going to be a major issue. I don't think people are going to leave their arms there long enough for it to be a problem. So not necessarily an issue, the fact that there is no soft touch material there. Do have the bottle holder here, quite a bit of space. That really is the door bin, but there is a slot here, space for the bottle or snacks, whatever the case is. And only one rear seat pocket. In fact, it's not even a pocket, it's more net material, but that's what you have there for rear seat passengers. And the fold-down armrest with cup holders built in. And we talked about the sunroof earlier and the fact that it's here. It is conventional size, but there's what you have as far as how it looks from the inside. And when it comes to the front doors, we are going to see some differences on the door panel. Instead of the plastic material, we will have soft touch here. So that can be an advantage if somebody likes soft touch materials and maybe a little bit larger door bin. Well, this is where you need to be. Call shotgun. You're going to have the brushed aluminum door handle right here to open up the door to get back out, and a nice look overall. Not overdone, not too much, not too little. Now, you do have heated and ventilated seats for the driver and the passenger. Passenger seat is manually adjustable. The driver's seat is power. There are the floor mats, going to have the Elantra logo on there, and a nice flowing look. When it comes to going from the door panel to the dashboard area, with the way everything looks, fairly consistent, kind of similar to what we see in the 11th generation of the Honda Civic, except you don't have that honeycomb look. And it's a little bit easier to tell the difference between where the air conditioning vents start and stop and where they are not. But a nice clean look here, that's for sure. Let's see what we see in the gloveless glove box. How did I know there was going to be no gloves in there? It's a license plate holder box, or license plate bracket holder box today. But you can see the space that's in there. And a very nice look here with the shifter. For those who don't like push-button shifters, you're going to be happy because you have the conventional style shifter that, again, has that kind of Hyundai look to it. Nice design here with the shape and everything, the way that goes. There will be some gloss black here, going to have the cup holders. And as we work our way back to the center console, there is space in there, obviously, a decent amount. And then it doubles as an armrest. Not too bad. We're also going to have connectivity down here as far as USB and 12 volt. All that good stuff is going to be there. And right here is the wireless charging pad for the cell phone. Obviously, we'll have some similarities and a few differences here on the driver's side door panel. Going to have the adjustments for those power adjustable side view mirrors, everything for rolling down the windows, which we're not going to do today because there's the Tom Do Not Roll Down the Windows sticker because they're freshly tinted. I don't know when that was actually done, so it might be okay to roll them down by now. You saw this earlier, but here's how you open the trunk and the gas door. From the driver's seat, we're going to have some of the safety features here we can turn off or on. This lever right here drops down, and that allows to adjust the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. And now we'll hop in. We have the 10.25-inch driver's instrument cluster here, in addition to what we have with the infotainment screen. Everything here looks very nice and very modern. Now, low fuel, not a big deal because we can drive an EV mode. We'll be fine. We're going to get back to the dealership with no problems whatsoever. One thing I am a little surprised at, and I know these don't compete with each other, but the 2023 Honda Accord has a similar image to what we have right here. That's obviously the Elantra, not the Accord. But when you turn the headlights on, it actually has illumination in front of the vehicle. Not here, but not necessarily a big deal. Very nice looking. And right down here, we're going to have several different features, including our power parking brake. And we can park the vehicle. We have that to help out with parking the vehicle itself. And drive modes. We'll also have auto hold for the brakes. Speaking of drive modes, let's go through and see how that looks when you change to the driving modes. There's Sport, the best looking in my opinion. You can also see that you have Smart right there. So obviously, depending on what you want and how you want the car to perform and all that good stuff, well, there that is. Here is the infotainment screen. Yes, it does have navigation built in. Quite a few nice features there. we'll go back to the main screen if I can get it to do that for me. Let's see if it will let me go back. I don't know why it isn't doing that. Come on, Hyundai. Okay, there we go. Now that we're back to our regularly scheduled program, you can see what all is here as far as the different screens go. We do have a few different screens, 3 to be exact. You can see that right down here. So a very simple system actually to learn. It may look kind of complicated, but it looks nice. You've got setup right here. If you want to go in and make some changes, you can change all sorts of things with the vehicle, with the interior. We'll see what happens when we hit vehicle right here. There we go. It just took a little time to come up, but you can see what all is there as far as warning, timing, driving, convenience, all that good stuff. It's all here. It's all easy to use and easy to learn if you've never had this kind of technology before. What about the backup camera? You do have a nice looking backup camera. It has the sensors back here that are going to let you know what's going on with the vehicle around you. In fact, let me let you listen. I don't know how well you can hear that. That's actually on the outside of the vehicle. But you do have chimes out there that are going to let people know that the vehicle is moving. And so we'll take a look at some of the different views that are available here. Obviously, there are multiple views, and you have your nice trajectory lines, as you can see right there. You can even go in and make changes to the settings depending on what you want to do. And again, 10.25 inches in this case. You do have the dual zone climate control, and like I said, there are your heated seats, and there is ventilation. We're getting to the point to where we started out needing the heated seats early in the morning. We're going to need ventilated seats here shortly. In fact, I could probably use that right now for the test drive. Before we hop out on the road for the test drive, there is the unique Hyundai steering wheel. It really has a nice look to it. You can obviously control your cruise control here. You can deal with answering and hanging up on phone calls and all that good stuff here as well. And so a very nice vehicle. You're going to be able to take advantage of a lot of things. And even though we're low on fuel right now, we'll drive an EV mode. It does have regenerative braking, which means that it uses the braking to actually regenerate power for the battery. Nothing you have to really do about that. It's very simple to use or very simple to have just basically work for you. And before we hop out on the road for the test drive, I did want you to see the graphics on the instrument cluster and the sounds when you get in and out. So there's the greeting when you hop inside. We'll start the engine for just a second, fire everything up. You do get a lot of different tones and greetings here. Now we'll turn everything off. So just kind of a nice little touch, some added value from Hyundai. All right, let's hop out on the road for our test drive and see what is the horsepower going to do as far as the drive goes. It's definitely not going to plant you back in your seat, but I tell you what, it's probably going to be a little surprising when it comes to getting up to speed. You can see how quickly I caught up to the car that's in front of us here. You know, that's one of the things that happens. If you're going to have great gas mileage with any vehicle, obviously horsepower matters. To a degree, there's still a lot of vehicles out on the road today that have plenty of power and still have great gas mileage, but to a point, there's only so much you can do where that's concerned. Here, it's all about saving gas. That's why it's the HEV, obviously, the hybrid electric vehicle. So that's pretty easy to deal with. Another big advantage here with this model is that most hybrid models have a CVT, or a continuously variable single-speed transmission. So you don't have to deal with that here. You have that spare tire back there instead of the tire repair kit. So a lot of advantages where that is concerned. And what about handling? Here's a great place to test out the handling. I'm not going all that fast, but we just had to kind of work with what we have to work with. Handling's actually quite impressive. The body roll was somewhat minimal going through there, but even though I wasn't going too terribly fast, really just the right speed, kind of a real world situation. Most likely wouldn't go much faster through there in just a typical daily driving scenario. But overall, I tell you what, it's a fun car to drive. I am driving in sport mode, so we'll see what happens when the light changes here. I'm going to go back into a different mode just to see what things are like as far as, well, does it drive as well in different driving modes such as normal. Finally, we're back underway, and after that light seemed like it was so long it was going to be the next day before we got going again, here we finally go. So, I tell you what, have a chance to get on it just a little bit more driving through here. That's not bad. For those who are thinking that this Elantra is underpowered, I'm actually pretty impressed. I kind of eased into the pedal, and even though it's not a turbocharged engine where sometimes that can be a benefit, I barely made it beyond maybe a quarter throttle or so and was able to get up to speed with no trouble. The speed limit on this road is 50 miles per hour, so getting up there and getting around some slower people behind us was not a problem at all. I am in normal mode instead of sport. Let's see what happens if we go back into sport mode. I'm going to slow down a little bit, and we'll just give it the floor test. It's not neck-snapping performance, but I can tell you right now, it will get the job done. You can see how quickly I caught up to this truck right here, to this Tundra. And so, not a problem, actually. Very impressive. I realize that in this day and age, people are used to a lot more horsepower, but there are going to be people out there that are going to tell you, they'll probably say it in the comments on this video, that, well, this is more than enough. Now we'll take a chance and test. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, we can do it here. Let's take a chance on testing our handling. Wow, that's, wow, that was impressive. I took that corner pretty good there. Just the timing just worked out really well. Not bad. Not bad at all. This is actually a very fun car to drive, so you can have a bit of a sporty driving experience. So the leather-wrapped steering wheel here, so that's nice and comfortable. The overall layout, the interior is comfortable. Everything is easy to get to as far as the screen goes. An overall really nice vehicle for the price, that's for sure. But I'm curious to know, if you're in the market for an Elantra, what else are you considering, and what are the main factors that you look at into what your next vehicle is going to be? And that is what you get for a sticker price of $33,139 with the 2023 version of the Hyundai Elantra HEV Limited. Like I said, there are a few things that Mike Morgan Hyundai has added. I gave you both prices throughout the video as far as what it would be without all of the extras that were added here to the vehicle. So tell me what you think down in the comments. Is this Elantra reasonably priced based on what you get for the price? Tell me what other vehicles you'd like to see me review here on the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel, and I'll see what I can do to make that happen for you. Got to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Hyundai for loaning me this Elantra for the day, and a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.